So Francis Ngannou will be taking on Renan Ferreira October 19th for the Battle of the Giants. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I really didn't want to make this video. I'm a big fan of Francis Ngannou, but I just have to say that I think he's gonna lose this fight. Renan Ferreira is gonna mollywop the fuck at his ass. Nah, but on a serious note, Francis has never fought a fighter with the dimensions of Renan Ferreira. The guy is 6'8" with an 85-inch reach. That's basically an anomaly at heavyweight, especially in MMA, and the way he moves. I've seen this guy do cartwheels and backflips and shit. Like, you should not be moving like that being that big. For the most part, he stays flat-footed, but at times he's shown to be bouncy, and he has a fast 1-2. His straight right is his best punch. He also throws jabs to the body, uppercuts, left hooks. He has great variety, just like a Tom Aspinall. When it comes to the variety aspect, a lot of heavyweights only throw 1-by-1 shots, but this guy has a lot of variation in his punches. The reason why I point out the straight punch is because Francis Ngannou is very squared in his stance. When he first got onto the UFC scene, he was very bouncy and very agile. He's very flat-footed in my opinion now. I will say that if Francis mixes it up, similar to the Gane game plan, he will win this fight. We've seen against Ante DeLiha, he was able to secure a body lock, bully Renan Ferreira in the clinch. He was able to take Renan Ferreira down and basically TKO him on the ground, dominating him. Also, even though Renan Ferreira reversed Fabricio Verdum and TKO'd him, he was taken down with the single leg rather easily. And also, Francis Ngannou is a stronger and more of a heavier guy, so I think he can, control Renan Ferreira in side control or half guard and win that way, right? But I don't trust that Ngannou would level change that early into the fight, especially because he's going to have a lot of jitters. This is his first MMA fight in a few years. He just got knocked out by Anthony Joshua 7 months ago. And it wasn't a TKO, it was a flatline, mollywop the fuck out of your ass knockout. So I'm very worried about his chin. But back to what I was saying, he's very squared in his stance. I think the straight shots and the jabs are going to be money on Francis Ngannou. I also think once Renan catches Francis, Francis is going to become the old Francis that we've seen. The very sporadic, the very ferocious, doesn't really care what's coming back to him, and he'll start, blitzing in, throwing hooks. We know that straight punches always beat looping punches or a hook. The straight punch is always going to hit the target before the hook does. He also has shown ability to throw snappy leg kicks like he did against Maurice Green. I know Maurice Green is not a good fighter, pretty bad, but I just want to point that out. I think this fight will end in the first 3 rounds. If Francis Ngannou does take a Gane approach, there could be, a decision or a late round stoppage TKO on the ground. But likely what happens, in my opinion, is that their ego is going to take over and one of them is going to counter the other guy. And I really trust Ferreira's head speed mainly. You never see Francis Ngannou throw jabs. You never really see him set up anything. He's very open down the center. And he'll ultimately walk into things. We've seen against even Stipe in the second fight. Stipe caught him with a flush straight punch down the middle and kind of staggered Ngannou for a moment. Also, even Jairzinho Rozenstruik, when he got knocked out, like on the back foot, he landed a flush left hook. Didn't do anything to Ngannou because I think that Ngannou, nobody beats him. But the Ngannou we have right now, he's 38 years of age. He's already older. He just got knocked out. It's just a lot of things that are worrying in my opinion. And I think the writing's on the wall that this is the fight for Ferreira to take. And this is going to actually catapult his career. He's 34 years of age. He's in his prime. I know he's a PFL champion. We overlook that sometimes. Even I do with like Bellator guys, PFL, whatever, etc., etc. But I think this guy is a little different. And also, I just don't know if Francis Ngannou is in that right mental space. Rightfully so. The things that happened to him is very unfortunate. It's very sad. Like, those things happen. I'm not really going to mention it. I don't want to get into it. I have Renan Ferreira putting away Francis Ngannou in 5 minutes. And I think it's actually going to come on the back foot. He has great timing on his punches and great timing on his counters. And I can't see Francis Ngannou at this point. Prime Ngannou washes Ferreira, taking Ferreira's best punch. But I just really like this stylistically for him. I could be wrong, and Francis Ngannou, wins this fight dominantly. I actually hope he wins. Like I said, he's one of my favorite fighters. I hope to see him keep having success and, maybe have another boxing fight. Maybe Derek Chisora or even Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder would be a cool fight as well. But I don't think that's going to be the case. And we're going to see a new heavyweight burst onto the scene. He's not really well known yet. We saw him, KO Ryan Bader. But Bader's not a household name, and Ngannou is. This is going to be good for the PFL and good for his career. Only thing is, PFL is very limited. There's barely any heavyweights, so maybe one day we'll see him in the UFC. Who knows?
Spoiled, this man.
That was great.
Was it?
This is discrimination.